What you're seeing here might look like a few old weathered poles sticking out of the water, but these poles hold the key to one of the greatest mysteries in architectural history: how Venice was built. How do you create a thriving city on top of a lagoon? And what's the secret buried beneath its foundations? Stay until the end to learn how you can turn a challenge into a new opportunity. But now, let's dive into the origins of Venice and uncover its incredible story. It's the year 452 AD. The Roman Empire is in its death throes, and northern Italy is under siege. The fearsome Attila the Hun and his army are sweeping across the land, burning cities like Aquileia to the ground. Imagine, you are one of these people, farmers, merchants, and families from cities like Padua, Treviso, and Aquileia. Your homes are gone. There's nowhere safe on land. Desperate, you flee toward the only refuge left, the Venetian lagoon. The lagoon is a vast network of tiny islands, shallow waters, and thick mud. Building anything here seems impossible. No fresh water, no solid ground. It's just a marshland surrounded by unpredictable tides, but it's isolated. The barbarians don't want to follow you into this unforgiving terrain, so, against all odds, you and your fellow settlers decide to stay. Settlers establish themselves on these small islands, difficult to access and surrounded by treacherous waters. It seemed impossible to build a city here, but Venice was founded on resilience and creativity. These early settlers transformed an inhospitable lagoon into their sanctuary. The challenge was clear. How could they create a city on water? The Venetians began building in the 5th century, and it took several centuries to complete. One of their most ingenious solutions was using wooden poles or pilings to create a stable foundation for the city. These poles, mostly made of alder wood, were about 10 to 15 feet long. They drove them deep into the clay layer beneath the mud, which was up to 10 feet thick in some areas. For a single building foundation, tens of thousands of these poles were driven into the ground. The saltwater preserved the wood, and over time, the poles hardened into a stable base, creating a platform for the city to grow. From the 5th century to the 7th century, Venice expanded as more and more poles were driven into the lagoon. By the 7th century, the once fragile settlement had transformed into a burgeoning city. Even today, you can still see the ancient wooden poles beneath Venice. In areas like the Rialto Market and near the Doge's Palace during low tide, these historic foundations are sometimes visible, a reminder of Venice's incredible origins. These ancient pilings, which still support the city, are a testament to Venice's resilience and ingenuity. Thousands of wooden poles hold up the stunning palazzos and churches we admire today. While Venice rose on wooden poles, another story has lingered for centuries. According to legend, somewhere beneath the city's murky waters, a secret treasure lies hidden. It is said that during the early days of Venice, as the settlers fled from their invaders, they carried with them a collection of holy relics and gold, which they buried deep beneath the lagoon. Some believe this treasure was buried on the abandoned island of Poveglia. Others say it's hidden beneath the very canals of Venice waiting to be discovered. Whether it's a holy relic or a fortune in gold, the legend continues to captivate Venetians and treasure hunters alike. So what can you learn from Venice? It's more than just a city. It's a symbol of turning challenges into opportunities. The early Venetians were faced with a seemingly impossible task: building a city on water. Yet they found a way to thrive in these conditions, using creativity and resourcefulness to succeed. So how can you turn your challenge into an opportunity? Picture this. You've just lost your job, and the weight of debt feels like it's pulling you under. It's as if you're standing on unstable ground, much like the Venetians faced with the sinking marshes. But instead of sinking, treat this as a chance to rise. What if you use this moment to explore new opportunities, starting a side business, or sharing the lessons you've learned through these tough times? Perhaps it's creating an online course to teach financial resilience, or finally taking that leap toward a business idea you've always dreamed of. This challenge, daunting as it seems, could be the foundation for something far greater. And remember, you're not alone. Many others face similar struggles. Just like the Venetians, who turned a swamp into a thriving city, you can turn uncertainty into your platform for success. Just as the Venetians drove poles deep into the mud to create a solid foundation, You need to find your own pillars of support to turn instability into opportunity. It might seem shaky at first, but with time and persistence, you'll build something strong and lasting, even if it starts from uncertain ground. In the end, the only limit is your own creativity. And that brings us to the end of part 1. But we've only just begun unraveling the story of Venice. In the next episode, we'll dive into how this city, built on wooden foundations, rose to become one of the world's greatest maritime powers. What other secrets lie hidden beneath its waters? Stay tuned to find out. Thanks for joining us on this journey through time. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this one. And don't forget, share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and stay inspired.